Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barak Thumb to all the brothers. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shem Yahshua to all the sisters. I am priest and officer Ibad Hayah 500, holding it down until Captain Ahmad Yashar 10,000 gets here. This is the Tuesday Brotherhood and Unity class, and we're gonna get straight into it. So, black man, Hispanic man, Native man, woman, and child. We are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. We are God's chosen people, and we are all that we have. We need to love each other. We need to forgive one another. We can't hold grudges toward one another. We need to speak to each other. We can't have an ought against our brother. If someone offends us, we must go to him and be alone. And this got to start when we're young. We got to keep the traditions what we have been taught. We have to the righteous acts. Continue to do the righteous acts. We can't do what we always have been doing because it hasn't worked. It hasn't worked for us. The Christian church hasn't been working for us. The Muslim mosque hasn't been working for us. Marching hasn't been working for us. The political system hasn't been working for us. Integrating with our oppressor hasn't been working for us. These other religions haven't been working for us. Hating each other hasn't been working for us. Getting money hasn't. The love of money, the love of money hasn't been working for us. The love of money is the root of all evil. That has not been working for us. Now, money is a defense. It's a tool that you can be used to stabilize yourself, but you can't put your you can't that can't be all. There's more to life than the love of money. So we are a family, the blacks, the Latinos, and the First Nation men, women, and children, and we need to speak to each other. We need to show common courtesy, be polite to one another, be cordial with one another, say shalom, give each other the benefit of the doubt, talk to each other with dignity and respect. We are a royal nation of people. We are servants of the Most High God. We have a standard to live up to. We can't do what we want. The Most High God calls us to be better. He wants us to be better. And we're going to be better. Christ gave us the ultimate example of how we're supposed to live. And we will follow his example or perish when the time comes for us to perish. And that's when he returns back to lay waste to our oppressor. So let's start off with Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. I'm going to grab Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Grabbing it right now. You can always go to the table of contents to get it quickly. Okay, grabbing it. Bang, bang, bang. Salaki, I have a phone call. Salaki about that as well. The phone call. Salaki. The phone call. Salaki. Slakia. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. It's not off, sir. I'm just teaching class right now. Kawakan, the water, sir. Kanwakan, the water, sir. Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Salaki for that, Israel. Yes, we're getting Zephaniah chapter 2 and verse 1. Zephaniah 2 and verse 1. So here we go. We're going to get right down into it. All right, this is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. The Lord told us, gather yourselves together. The Lord wants us to gather together. He doesn't want us to be separate amongst ourselves. One person doing this thing, another person doing this thing. He wants us all in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. That's where it started. That's where it's going to end. There shouldn't be fake Israelite groups. There shouldn't be a Christian church. There shouldn't be a Muslim mosque. They should be all dissimulated. They should all end immediately. Yea, gather together, O nation, not desire. It's so important that he had to say it twice. Yea, gather together. Yea, gather together. He wants us to gather together. It's important. It's very important, extremely important. We are all that we have. We have nothing else besides our King Yahushua Mashiach, the Most High God. We have an army that defends us, the angels, and of course ourselves, our family, our familia, our family. Because look, it says right here, "O nation not desired." We are a nation. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native men, women, and children are a nation unto ourselves. We are the 12 tribes of Israel, the lost 12 tribes of Israel, the sheep. All sheep of the house of Israel. O nation not desired. Because other nations, they hate us. They despise us. They want nothing to do with us because we are the chosen ones. We get all the blessings. We get everything from the Most High God. We have it all. We are their rulers. They are our servants. And that's just how it's going to be. If you don't like it, take it up with the Most High God. Verse 2. Before the decree bring forth. So before that order is given, what order? The order to send Yahushua Mashiach, commonly known as Jesus Christ, back on the earth to lay waste to our oppressor. So before that order is given, before the day passes as the chaff, before thermonuclear destruction comes to the land called America, comes to a city near you, before this place is in flames, engulfed in fire, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, the Most High God is angry. Angry what has been done to his chosen people. What father wouldn't be angry? Seeing his children being murdered, being treated harshly. Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. Before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you. The day of the Lord is coming. And it's coming quick. Christ said himself, I come quickly. It was not, it is too late in the game to leave the truth now. Fight for your spot. Fight for your seat. It's an everlasting seat. Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord. That's what we need to do. We need to seek the Most High God. We need to be in the Isupk classes, the Isupk events. We just had the barbecue in New York City barbecue, the cookout. It was marvelous. The camp speaking, the yacht rides, and all the other events that happened, the Cross the Line radio show, and all the other events that occurred. All ye meek of the earth, Israel, the blacks, the Latinos, the First Nation, men, women, children are the meek. We are the low down. We are the ones. We are the ones that are low, which have wrought his judgment. Which has wrought his judgment. We wrought the Most High God's judgment because of our disobedience. So let's obey the Most High God now, while we have a chance. Let's turn from our wicked ways. Seek righteousness. Seek righteousness. We are that vessels of honor. We are that vessels of honor, and it's not that hard to be honorable. It's in us. It's in our DNA. Esau is that vessel of dishonor. That that vessel of wrath fitted for destruction. We are that vessel of mercy. So all we got to do is keep the Lord's laws, and his laws are not grievous. They're not hard to keep. All over, even though they're over 600, they're not that hard to keep. All we got to do is be in these classes, learn them, and do them. Seek meekness. Don't get a proud look. Don't get pride. Don't get prideful. Most High God hates that. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger. So there's a possibility if you do all these things, the Lord might put you on those chariots, and you'll escape the fiery indignation from the Most High God. So let's get, because the Most High God is not playing with nobody. The Most High God wasn't playing with us. He told us back in Deuteronomy that to choose thee this day life and good or death and evil. He gave us a choice back then. He warned us. He warned us of the curses and the blessings. If we keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, we'll be blessed. If we don't, we'll be cursed. The Most High God, he's not playing. We're going to get Exodus 15 and verse 3. We're going to get Exodus 15 and verse 3. Because the Most High God should be feared. We're going to find out why. This book of Exodus 15 and verse 3. The Lord is a man of war. Contrary to popular belief, the Lord is a man of war. Yeah, he's not all hugs and kisses. First of all, he's a man of war. And he's a black man in spirit. That's in Daniel. Black man in spirit. Yeah, the oppressor, he has said many lies on this earth, saying God is white. And he's going to pay for those lies. The Lord is a man of war. And who are his children? The blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men, women, and children. So we got to be like our Father. We have to be men of war. We got to put on that warlike apparel. We got to train in the art of warfare. Our minds got to be continually focused on war. We got to train our bodies for warfare, keeping these Lord's laws, statutes, commandments. Right now, it's fishing season. So we got to think about how we can fish. What we can do to push this truth. Because once fishing season is over, it's going to be hunting season. And you know what that means? The order's going to change. That's when brutality hits the fan. The Lord is his name, Yahweh. That's the Lord's name in the Hebrew. Yahweh. There's 4 characters. The Yah, the Ha, the Wa, and Ha connected at the end. He has 4 characters in the Hebrew. 2 of them are connected. The first 2 are not connected. And that's his name. The Most High God, the Most High. Okay. We're going to get Jeremiah 51 and 20. Jeremiah 51 and 20. See, yep. So let's get that. Jeremiah, Proverbs. Jeremiah, back in Jeremiah. Okay. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51 and verse 20. Thou art my battle axe and weapons of war. See, we are the Most High God's battle axe. We are his weapons of war. But how the Most High God going to use us if we're not doing what He's saying? It's like we a tool that don't work. A tool that don't work. What can you do with it? Like a hammer that won't bang, or a screwdriver that's bent. It's hard to use. Or a sword that's dull. Like you can't use it. But when we're righteous and we're doing what the Lord says, we're sharper than a two-edged sword. Yeah, it gets bad. It gets rough. And the Lord can slice and dice any which way He wants.
Okay. For with thee will I break in pieces the nations.
These other nations, He's going to use His children to confound them. He's going to use us. That's what He's going to use. Like, what do you think? Who else He going to use? Like, what? Like, it's us. Yeah, He can plague them with famines and plagues and coronavirus and monkeypox and AIDS and all these things. But in that time, when we on the right side of the Most High God, and Christ come back, the nations are gonna be shook because we gonna be the hunters, and we're gonna definitely break them in pieces in that day,
and there's nothing they can do about it. And with thee will I destroy
kingdoms. Their kingdom will fall. Their heritage, everything that they worked for, everything they acquired, will all come back to Jerusalem. All come back before our King, Yahushua Mashiach. Everything that they stolen from us will come back to us.
Yep. Okay.
Let's see. So let's get Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah. We're going to get Isaiah 58 and verse 1.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 1.
Cry aloud. This is what we do on those street corners. Black man, Hispanic man, Native man. Okay, this job is for the priests and prophets of the Lord, and all the troopers that are expiring to be priests and prophets of the Lord. Cry aloud. We cry aloud on those street corners. Lord permitting, weather permitting, every Friday, every Saturday, to wake up our people. The blacks, the Hispanics, the Native men, women, and children. That's what we do. We cry aloud. We use a loud voice. That's why I stay at home. This is warfare. This is masculinity at its best. Spare not. We're not here to sugarcoat it. Now, if you're doing something wicked, you're going to get cut right then and there in your spirit. So stop doing wickedly. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet. Use that diaphragm. Speak loud, like our King. He had the multitude of many waters. That's how you got to speak to the people. You can't be soft with it like these Christian pastors. They're not in the spirit of the Lord. They're in the spirit of making money. See, don't follow these wicked leaders, because they're gonna lead you astray. The blind leads the blind. They know they're going to fall, and they're gonna try to take as many as with them as possible, while they fill up their pockets and enjoy what little time they have to be in charge.
And show my people their transgression.
We got to show our people their transgression. Let's give them a chance. Warn the wicked of their wicked ways, so they can change from them, and so that don't be on us neither. So we don't. The Lord going to charge us for it. In the house of Jacob, their sins, because we're the watchmen. We're the watchmen of the people. Isupk. We gotta let you know what's going on here on this earth. Gotta start with interracial marriage. Marry someone of your own race. The blacks, Latinos, the First Nation men, women, and children. Can't be homosexuals. You see monkeypox. You see the AIDS. The interracial marriage, the earth got flooded because of it. That's how much the Lord hates interracial marriage. Like, each race got to stay within their race. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. Okay, let's get Romans. We're gonna get Romans 12, 19. Oops, lucky. This is Romans, the 12 and verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. We can't. When somebody do us dirty, it's not our place to seek our own justice. We got to go through the proper procedures, the proper protocol. You just can't take justice in your own hands, because it's not the right thing to do. But rather give place unto wrath. Give place unto wrath. Give place unto wrath. Give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. Where do that vengeance belong? To the Most High God. The Most High, what can you do that the Most High God, like the Most High God thoughts is higher than our thoughts, and His ways is higher than our ways. He's on a whole different level. So whatever you thought that you could have done is nowhere near the level that the Lord can do.
I will repay, saith the Lord.
The Lord's going to repay, and the Lord's justice and the Lord's mercy is greater than our hours could ever be. We got to keep that in mind. We got to keep that in mind. We definitely got to keep that in mind. Okay. Let's get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Let's get Deuteronomy 7 and 6. Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. Real quick. Okay, getting that. 7 and verse 6.
Okay, this is the book of Deuteronomy, 7 and verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
For thou art an holy people. The blacks, Latinos, and First Nation men, women, and children are an holy people. We're separate. We're different. We're not the same as everybody else. We should be. We are separate. We can't do what the other nations do. Unto the Lord thy God. Who are we separate unto? We are separate unto the Most High God. Power. We need to do as he commands us, not what these false idols say, because they're vain, they're nothing. They have no power here on this earth.
The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. See? Out of everybody chosen, he could have chose anybody, but he chose us. That's how much he cared. That's how much he cared. We shouldn't take that for granted. And we take what the Most High for granted. We got to stop that. That's number one. We got to stop taking the Most High God for granted, because he's nothing to be played with.
That's the problem, yeah.
We get a little arrogant, thinking that we're good because of ourselves or something that we did. It's nothing that we do.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
See, we are above all people. Oh, shalom. Give me a second. Come.
We are above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Not some, not a little bit, not most, but above all people upon the face of the earth. That is who we're better than. It says it right there in the scriptures. And this is the most powerful book on the earth. Most powerful book, the most powerful words. Because it shows and dictates who is the greatest people here on this earth. Let's get 1 Peter 2 and verse 9. 1 Peter 2 and 9.
This is the book of 1 Peter 2 and verse 9. But ye are a chosen generation.
See, we're a chosen generation. We're chosen. Most High God chose us. He chose us. He raised us up from the dead. He wants us to raise up our people from the dead. He wants us to get up out of the captivity that we're in. He wants us to fight. This is the condition of the battle, that men should fight. He doesn't want us slack. He wants us to be on our best game.
A royal priesthood.
Not only are we a priesthood, we are a royal priesthood. We are a monarch. And our king is Yahweh Shamashiach. Jesus, commonly known as Jesus Christ. We have a king. And we have a God, the Most High God, power. Yahweh. And we're a priesthood. We serve a living God.
Okay.
A holy nation. We are a separate nation. We're not like the other nations. We're different from them. We don't do what they do. We don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, or lobster. We bathe. We do these things. We're cleanly. We do all these things. We're holy. We're separate.
A peculiar people.
We're peculiar. We're not peculiar people. We're not the same as everybody else. That's a good thing. Because who wants to be like everybody else? It's not going to help us.
That ye should show forth the praises of him who have called you out of darkness.
We were once in the world. Now we got to give all that glory to the Most High God for taking us out the world. And we got to hold fast to the seats that we're in and the seats that we have, and not return to our wicked ways. Not return to that vomit that we was in.
And that calls you out of darkness and into his marvelous light.
Keep these Lord's laws. And with that, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Captain Ahmad Yashar.
Can you give you a cup of some ice and also like young back there?
Appreciate it.
Yeah, something like young. Water. Hey, shalom, Yahweh, Shalom, Shai Barakatah. What's going on, Israel? All right. Of course, we know tonight is the Brotherhood class. If anybody has any questions, go ahead and type it in. All right. There's a lot going on out here in the world, too. Whole lot going on. And on these last days of time that we are in, where King Jesus Christ about to return back on this earth. Right now, it's time to really take heed to this truth before it's too late. All right, so bear with me a couple minutes, y'all. If anybody have any questions, just go ahead and type it in. All right. Bear with me a second. Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to get into Romans, the 13th chapter. All right. Romans 13. Hold on. Bear with me. All right, so we're gonna also get into slavery in Egypt, right? Why we went into slavery, and in America today, this is spiritually Babylon the Great. All right, and this is spiritually Egypt. What was going on during the time of Moses, like how Pharaoh had the children of Israel in captivity. We all know Pharaoh was an Egyptian. The Egyptians are Africans, all right? Let's go to Exodus 11 and verse 7 right fast. I'm going to read it, okay? For anybody that's telling you that you are African, number one, that makes no sense at all. And there's about 48 countries in Africa that Negroes don't know which one we descended from in Africa. Number one, that right there should go to show us that it ain't no way in hell we can be African. A true African will be able to tell you exactly what country they descend from in Africa, right? So this is Exodus 11 and verse 7, right? It says, but against any of the children of Israel. All right, so let's stop here because you got to know who are Israel, who are the Israelites, right? The Israelites are the people who were enslaved, who are in captivity today in America, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the indigenous people, all right? But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue against man nor beast, that ye may know how that God doeth put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. The water, right? I appreciate it. You had none of those on red cups back there. No sweat. That's the water, right? No sweat, the water. So now the Lord is saying here that he made a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Give me Romans 11. I think I want 11 and 14. So don't let nobody tell you that you are African, because the Lord made a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. Also, right, I'm in Philly, and in Philadelphia, those Africans know we ain't the same people down in Upper Darby and Southwest. They know we ain't the same people. Matter of fact, we had an African came up to us at Campton, Times Square, man. Right? He came up and said his people sold the Israelites into slavery, which was right. Right? So even Africans know we ain't the same people. The problem is we don't know who we are in America. Right? We believe that we are African American. We believe we are they call us Native American Indian. Colombian, Mexicans, but who were we before we were conquered by the slave master? And that's why this Bible is so important, because it goes into that. Go ahead and read what I call for, Ibad. Romans 11 and hold on, Romans 13 verse 11.
This book of Romans 13, verse 11.
Matter of fact, start at verse 8. Romans 13:8, please.
Okay. This book of Romans 13, verse 8. Owe no man anything but to love one another.
Now that's a commandment, right? Owe no man anything, right? Meaning you don't owe Christ nothing. You don't owe God anything. You don't owe me anything but to love one another. And you think about how many black men and black women in prison right now. Why? Because we wasn't taught how to love one another. You understand me? We were taught, go to school, try to be the best person you can be, go to college, get a career, and make money, because life is all about money, all right? And we have failed, man. We failed. The Lord is saying here that we don't owe anybody anything if we can love one another. And loving one another, right, it takes a lot of forgiveness, Ibad, to love one another, right? Sometimes us as black people and Hispanic people, we tend to hold grudges, all right? Give me Leviticus 19 and verse 17. We tend to hold grudges in our minds, right, from things that happened 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, right? How can you move forward in life if you can't let things go? When the Lord told us in Romans 13, right, verse 8, that you don't owe nobody anything if you love one another, you can only love one another if you can let go the grudges. If you can let go all the evil thoughts of evil things that people have done to you since you were, 2, 3 years old, right? So when we open up this book called the Bible, this book gives us laws to love one another. It gives us laws to not hold grudges, right? Because holding a grudge is a sin against God, right? And we finna get it right now. Read what I call for Leviticus 19, start at 17, please, if you don't mind.
This is Leviticus 19, verse 17. Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
Read that again, please.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart.
That's how you know, Ibad. It got to be more than 10 commandments.
Right.
It got to be more than 10 commandments, right? You got some folks saying it's 10 commandments. It's way more than 10 commandments. When you open up this Bible, it's over 600 commandments inside this book called the Bible. Once again, we don't know this because of the Christian church. And we ain't being taught anything about our laws and our statutes and our commandments, right? Now read that again from the top. Let everybody know where you at, please.
Okay. This is Leviticus 19, verse 17.
All right, we at the book of Leviticus 19 and 17. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
All right, so let's stop right there. What is your heart? Your heart is your mind. How do you hate somebody in your mind? Well, y'all know that. Think about how evil this person is. How much you can't stand this Negro, man. You can't stand this woman. All that hate in your mind is build up, man. You understand me? And it probably built it up from first incident that happened to you. Then somebody else has stole from you, or somebody then did this or they did that, right? So now you tend to hate your own people. And that's when the sin comes in place. Now, it's okay for us to hate the other nations, hate the oppressor for putting us through slavery for 400 plus years. But when it comes to your people, when I say your people, I'm not talking about everybody, because this book was not written for everybody. That's why it's called the Holy Bible. When you look up holy in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, holy means separate, the separated Bible. So when the Lord is telling us that you should not hate your brother in your heart is your mind. You ain't supposed to hate your own people, because who want to love us? Who else want to love George Floyd? Not the oppressor. Who else gonna love Trayvon Martin, Philando Castillo, Breonna Taylor, or those Negroes in the hood if we don't love them? Nobody else gonna love them. We can't expect the oppressor to love them when they kill us every single day. And that's why brotherhood is very important. And to actually know brotherhood and sisterhood, you got to open up this Bible, all right? To be able to fight all those evil thoughts in your mind that's telling you to hate your own people. Read that again from the top, please.
God. Book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 17.
Go ahead.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thine heart.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Once again, your heart is your mind. Go ahead.
Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
So now, these are the steps on how to not hate your own people in your mind. Most people I buy when they go through something with a brother or sister, right? They don't say anything, right? That brother may offend you or that sister may offend you, and you be passive aggressive, and you don't say anything. That's the wrong way to go about it. You understand me? Because if you don't approach that brother or sister, then what the hell you think gonna happen? Everything gonna build up in your mind. And now the next day or the next time you see that Negro, right, your people, that black man or black woman, you're going to hate that person in your mind. When God telling us, if you got a problem with somebody, be a man and a woman about it. Don't just hate me in your mind. Like, listen, I expect somebody to pull me to the side, if I offend you, don't just be looking at me all crazy. I'm like, dang, what you looking at me like that for, brother? What I do? What I do to you? I would be expecting somebody to, hey, Ahmad, you offended me, let me know what's up. And then I can respect you as a man. That's what God wants us to do, which is rebuke. Rebuke means like to correct somebody, to pull them to the side and let them know their offense. Read that again, please, Ahmad.
Oh God. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And not suffer sin upon him.
And not suffer what?
Sin upon him.
Now, what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. When you break the law, when you transgress the law. Now, most brothers who are in prison, all right, oh my God, they sin. Why? Because some nigga then, had sex with his girl, right? And he shot him, put him to death. Right, or you out there selling drugs to your own people, that's a sin, right? That's a sin against the Most High God. The Lord don't want us to suffer sin upon one another, because He would rather us live in a society where there is sin outside, but we don't commit the sin. All right, hold what you have, Ibad, and give me 1 John 5 and verse 3. Because when it comes to loving God, and I guarantee you, if you ask anybody, do they love God? Almost everybody going to say yes. Everybody, literally, right? Hey, if you love God, raise your hand. Everybody going to raise their hands, and they're going to say yes. But what does it really mean to love God? Can you just say you love God and not do the things that He said to do? Matter of fact, before you get 1 John 5 and 3, give me 1 John 3 and 18. All right, let me get that first. 1 John 3 and 18. Because when it comes to loving God, love is an action. Like, a man can't say he loves a woman and he leave that woman because she's crazy, right? A woman can't say, I love my man, but the second y'all go through a storm, she ready to go. That ain't love. That's talking love. That's talking about love. When you open up this book called the Bible, all right, real love is an action. Real love is a commitment, man. Real love is a condition. That's why I don't like hearing unconditional love. What the hell is that? What is unconditional love? No, real love is a condition. Real love is pain, right? Real love is, all right, I'm angry and I want to do this to you, but I'm not going to do it. Why? Because I love you. I'm going to pull my hands back and not do that thing that my mind is telling me to do because I love you. That's real love, right? So now let's get it in the Bible. Read 1 John 3 and 18, please.
This book of 1 John 3, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
My little children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue.
Now, this is right, John speaking. He said, my little children. Everybody consider themselves a child of God. I'm assuming, right? Read again, Ibad.
My little children.
My little children. Go ahead.
Let us not love in word.
Let us not love in word, right? Why is he saying let us not love in word? Because everybody always talking about they love God. I know. Here you love Jesus, right? Everybody loves God and they love Jesus until it's time for them to do what God and Jesus told them to do. And then comes to find out nobody loves God. You don't even love God, right? Which is why God's saying, I don't want to hear your talk. Don't love in word, right? Which is the words that come out your mouth. Read.
Neither in tongue.
Now, what is a tongue? A language, Spanish, English, French, right? Don't just love in the languages that you speak, the words that you speak. Read.
But in deed and in truth.
But in what?
But in deed and in truth.
So if God is saying, don't love me by the things that you say, but love me in deed and truth. What is a deed? A deed is an action. A deed is this. I want to punch this nigga in his face for doing evil to me. But I ain't going to do it.
Right.
Right? Because the law tells me to not do it. Right? Let not the sun go down upon your wrath. Be ye angry, but sin not. Right? The law gives you the strength, the ability to tell yourself no, even though you want to do something and you know it's evil. Now, of course, right? When you seek on revenge, revenge is gonna have you feeling good as hell. Why? Because you done got the person back. You understand? You done got them back. You're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fix him. Yeah, I'm gonna fix her. And after you seek that revenge, it's like, yeah, you feel good, but is that of God? Is you showing God that you love him by seeking revenge? They say what? Even in the world, right? They say what, two wrong don't make a right. All right? If somebody do evil to you, right, you shouldn't do evil back to them. Now, I'm not telling you to, have them in your life all day. You don't got to see them, right? You can separate from them. What I'm saying is this, right? Give me 1 Peter 3 and 9. You can drop that. Give me 1 Peter 3 and 9, and then give me 1 John 5 and 3, right? When it comes to forgiveness, right? If you want God to forgive your sins, then you must forgive somebody else, right? That's just life, right? You do good, then good come to you. If you do evil, then evil will come to you. If you treat people, with no respect, no honor, no dignity, and talk to people how you want to talk to them, what the hell you think gonna happen? You're gonna go to work and you're gonna have an asshole supervisor. You understand me? That's gonna talk down on you, that's gonna talk to you like, hey, you're just a slave, man. Just shut up and do your work. Why? Because maybe you don't know how to talk to people. You understand me? Like they say, what goes around comes around, all right? To serve the Most High God, brotherhood and sisterhood is so important. And knowing how to communicate and talk to somebody when they offend you, and having the gift of letting things go and just not dwelling on it, just not thinking about it all day 24/7. That's a gift that can have you receive mercy from God if you can learn how to let things go. And I'm going to show you in the Bible. If somebody do evil to you, it's unlawful for you to do evil back to them. Read what I called for, please.
Okay. This is the book of 1 Peter 3, verse 9. Not rendering evil for evil.
Read it again.
Not rendering evil for evil.
Now you can say, man, she flat my tires, and I'm going to flat his tires. I'm gonna flat her tires, right? Or he shot my cousin. So now I'm gonna go and I'm gonna shoot him up. I'm gonna shoot his cousin. Read again from the top.
Not rendering evil for evil.
You cannot render evil for evil. If somebody stole something from you, why don't you just cut them off? That's it. Don't go steal something back from them. Unless it's your stuff. Hey, if it's your stuff, you better take it back. You understand me? Listen, we ain't raising no punks up in here. All right, and I pray you understand that. If that's your wallet right there, what? And he talking about that's my wallet? Listen, you better take your wallet back. All right? But don't go out stealing his or her stuff because somebody stole your stuff. God's saying here, don't render evil for evil. Read it one more time.
Okay. Not rendering evil for evil.
Not rendering evil for evil. Go ahead.
Or rallying for rallying.
Mm-hmm.
But contrary wise blessing.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
There you go, right? Meaning this, all right? Somebody do evil to you, do good to them, right? Listen, kindness is powerful, like body. I don't care. Nobody say. Listen, people wonder why I'm so kind. I'm gonna keep that to myself. I'm not. Listen, I'm not just kind for the hell of it, man.
Right.
Like kindness is like, okay, I'm gonna be kind to you because God wants me to be calm. You understand me, and kind to everybody, right?
Right.
But if you mess with a man of God or a woman of God, then God gonna deal with you, right? You don't have to worry about you seeking revenge because God gonna deal with that, man. You understand me? You keep that where it's at, and don't go outside of that. Anything outside of that is now you putting it in your own hands, and you don't want that. Go ahead, Ibar. You got your hand up.
Okay, I have a precept, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. Come on with it.
This is book of Proverbs 24, this is book of Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 21.
Mm-hmm.
If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat.
Read that again.
If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat.
Say, oh no, I ain't give you nothing. You remember you did that to me 5 years ago. Oh yeah, I'm not giving you nothing. Read it again.
If thine enemy be hungry,
If thy enemy be hungry, go ahead.
give him bread to eat.
Listen, you want to know what's powerful? If you feed your enemy, he bite. Now, I'm not talking about the white man.
Right.
All right. Remember, this is called the Holy Bible. This Bible wasn't written for them. All right. When he say, if your enemy be hungry, he's talking about the enemy that live next door to you. Right. Your people, that black man that you hate, that black woman or that black aunt or that black grandmother that you hate and you just cannot get along with. Right. The Most High is talking about our people because he want us to be unified. He want us to know how to show mercy and be kind to one another. That's what he want us to do. Now read that again.
Okay. If thine enemy be hungry, give him bread to eat.
Listen, give him some bread. Feed him. All right. That takes a lot of power. That takes a lot of power, everybody. You understand? You know, you see somebody who's wishing on your downfall, just waiting on you to lose everything, man. Just waiting on this, waiting on that, waiting for you to lose your contract, man, on your NBA basketball team, waiting for you to lose everything, right? And now you see that person homeless, buy him a burger and a cheeseburger, man. All right. Matter of fact, get him some fries and some water to go with it. Feed him. If thy enemy be hungry, give him food to eat. Be kind. Be merciful, man. You understand me? That's real brotherhood right there. That's real sisterhood right there. Not being being an a-hole about it. Like, oh yeah, you see where you at now? You shouldn't have done that. You know, black people, they be fast to throw it up in your face. You see, hey, look, I told you what was going to happen. He need water, give him some water. He need food, give him some food. She need food, give her some food, man. You understand me? If your enemy be hungry, give him bread. Read.
And if he be thirsty, give him water to drink.
See that? Don't say go get a job. Listen, I cannot stand that saying right there. Right? Because that be black people saying that to their own people. But they be so fast to help out a white man or a white woman. I be like, yo, come on, man. You out here helping out white men and white women. But the second a black man or a black woman asks you for $1, you saying go get a job? Even if they go get a job, they need food tonight. They need water now. If thy enemy be hungry, give him food. Give him water. Be kind and merciful. And maybe God may pour out a blessing upon you, seeing your kindness and seeing how you treat one another, because that is brotherhood and sisterhood, right? How can you treat anybody wrong if you have the mindset of, give me 2 John 1:6. If you have the mindset of this, right? I'm going to treat somebody how I will want to be treated. How can you do anybody wrong? Unless you do yourself wrong, right? Unless you don't know how to treat yourself and you're eating all this abomination, eating all this shrimp and crab and lobster, pork, tuna fish, and all that. Wonder why your blood pressure is so high, diabetes, about to have a heart attack, about to have a stroke. Maybe you ain't taking care of yourself. You understand me? But if you take this book called the Bible, then you will learn how to take care of yourself, right? Physically and mentally. Now you'll learn the things you can put in your body and the things you should not put inside your body. You understand me? And then you'll be like, what the hell I've been eating pork my whole life for? For what? When pigs eat garbage. Hey, if you think I'm lying, YouTube it, Google it. Come on. The hell you eating crab for? For what? Eating crab for what? Wonder why the oceans are so dirty and so filthy? It ain't no crabs in there to clean out. The white man is the devil. You understand me? He sell it to us and say it's a delicacy. BS. You understand me? Same way how they say homosexuality is an alternative lifestyle. Well, monkeypox is showing me something else. That God is not with homosexuality. And matter of fact, not only he ain't with it, but he called it abomination. God don't want a man being with a man and a woman being with a woman. But I guarantee you, everybody, if you ask any man or woman, do they love God? They're going to say, yes, I love God. What does it mean to really love God? Right. Can you love God and treat your own people like garbage? Can you love God and eat all the things that you want to eat, even though they are abomination unto God? Can you love God and hate your own people? Can you love God and not obey the commandments of God? Let's find out. Let's read it right out the Bible. Go ahead, Bob.
This is the book of 2 John 1:6. Mm-hmm. And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Read it again, please. I don't think they heard you, Bob.
And this is love.
And this is what?
Love.
This is what?
Love.
All right, so now this is love, right? Now, remember, the law also said the mind is deceitful above all things. So to you may think you love yourself, right? Even though you smoke weed. I know, you're a fool. You're an idiot. Right? You may think you love yourself even though you smoke cigarettes. How you love yourself and you smoking cigarettes? Are you going to be around to see your great grandkids? Or is cancer going to wipe you out when you get, older? Which one is going to be? All right? For this is love. Read it again from the top, right, Bob?
And this is love.
And this is what?
Love.
And this is what?
Love.
And this is love. Now, I'm going to show you what love really is according to the Bible, according to God. Read.
That we walk after his commandments.
That we just say we love God?
That we walk after his commandments.
See that? That's love right there. That's real love. That we walk after his commandments. Let's get on Baruch, right, on the 4th chapter, right? Because we went into slavery 400 plus years. Why? Because we wanted to listen to ourselves and not God. That's why today in 2022, we don't know who we are. How the hell we don't know Jesus Christ is a black man in 2022? When I say us, right, a lot of us still don't know. A lot of us still believe that man Caesar Borgia is really Jesus Christ. All right, then you go ahead and listen to lies. Right, go ahead and listen to lies, or you can actually open up the Bible and find out that Jesus Christ was a black man, and you can learn the truth. Right, like the Lord said, ye shall know the truth, and the truth will make you free if you want to be free. Most people would rather be asleep, and that's why they hate the truth, and they hate what we teach, and they hate what we believe in. Why? Because we telling niggas to stop smoking weed. You know how many niggas in prison right now because they got so high and they killed somebody? Y'all hate us because we telling sisters to not be whores, to have sex with one man and one man only? Damn, how the hell can y'all hate us? How you hate us for teaching that God is a black man? Well, you gotta hate God and you gotta hate the Bible, because the Bible tells you not only just Jesus Christ, but God had woolly hair. You understand me? And that God is a black man in spirit, and his name not Jehovah, it's Yahweh. People hate us because we teach the truth. And like how they hate us, they hate us today. Those same people hated Christ. Right. Hated Christ because he stood up against the Roman Empire. And the people ain't want to lose their power. And that's why they killed him and they put him to death. Read Baruch, start at 4 and verse 1.
This is Baruch 4, verse 1.
Right.
This is the book of the commandments of God, and the law that endureth forever. All they that keep it shall come to life.
All right, let me tell you this, right? Today we need to wake up. Right? We are in the condition that we are in today. No land and poverty. Oh my God. Barely can pay our bills. Barely can pay rent. Barely can put clothes on, our sons and daughters. We are going through so much hell because we decided to not obey God. This book is the book of life. And I'm telling you, right? Every answer to life is in this book. All you got to do is ask me a question. If you got a question, type it in. Anything you may be going through in life, I guarantee you 100%, I can find that answer in the Bible. From slavery, from depression, from poverty, from us not knowing our true identity, from who we supposed to be. Everything is in this book. The things we should do, things we should not do, things we should eat, things we should not eat. Voting. Should you vote or should you not vote? Everything is inside the Bible. Literally, everything. That's why he called it, the book of life. Wow. This is the book of life. Now read it one more time from the top, please.
This is the book of Baruch 4 verse 1. This is the book of the commandments of God.
See that? This is the book of the commandments of God. This book is full of commandments. 600 plus. Go ahead.
And the law that endureth forever.
See that? And the law that endureth forever. For those stinking pastors who have the audacity to say the laws of God is done away with, but yet ask black people for tithes. Hypocrite, man. Hypocrisy. God said the laws ain't going nowhere. it endureth forever. Read on.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
Now, if you keep it, hey, what's going to happen? Read again, Ibad.
All they that keep it shall come to life.
So all they that keep the commandments of God, all they who learn how to be kind and polite and generous to one another will do what?
All they that keep it shall come to life.
And then before you know it, God, he'll be with you. He'll walk with you like how he walked with Moses. He'll walk with you like how he walked with Luke and Mark and our King, Yahweh Mashiach. He will walk with you. He'll be with you. The angels of God, they'll protect you, man. They'll be walking with you all day. You'll be hearing footsteps. You'll be like, what's that? They'll be like, hold up. The hell is that? Maybe that's God walking with you, brother. Maybe it's an angel sleeping next to you on your bed, making sure you don't lose your goddamn mind. You understand me? The Lord's saying this, right? All they that keep it will come to life if you keep it. The main thing here is keeping it. You got to learn that birthdays is unlawful.
Right.
And never celebrate a birthday again.
Right.
And if you think I'm making this up, just ask the question. I can show you it in the Bible.
Right.
Like I can show you everything in the Bible, man. Everything is in this book.
Right.
From Genesis to Revelation, to Jeremiah, to Ezekiel to Isaiah, and Luke, Mark, John, so on and so on. You get my point. Everything is in this book. The problem is we have the book, but our leaders ain't teaching us the truth of this book. And that's why we are destroyed in America. Read on.
God, verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Turn ye, O Jacob, and take hold of it.
Go ahead.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Do what?
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Do what?
Walk in the presence of the light thereof.
Uh-huh.
That thou mayest be illuminated.
Uh-huh.
Verse 3. Give not thine honor to another.
Drop down to verse 6.
Verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved God to wrath.
See that? Now, this is what? This is slavery right here. I'm going to read it for you again. Ye were sold to the nations. Give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15, Ibad.
Okay.
All right, this is Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. Ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath. Meaning we made God angry. Why did we make him angry? Homosexuality, serving the Egyptian gods, being in Islam, being in Christianity, Egyptology, right? Sin have turned us away from God, right? And ye were delivered unto your enemies. Who sold us during slavery? I don't gotta tell you. We all know it. It's in the history book. I think it's called the transatlantic slave trade, Ibad. And the transatlantic slave trade is right in the Bible. Right. Right in the Bible. So you can't tell me this book ain't real. This book gotta be real. If the COVID-19 is in the Bible, if monkeypox is in the Bible, the transatlantic slave trade is in the Bible, Jesus Christ having woolly hair, his feet like unto fine brass, AIDS in the Bible, all of that. It's inside the book. So it ain't no way in hell you're gonna tell me this book ain't right. This book ain't true. It gotta be true if the prophecies is actually coming to pass. Unless you don't want to believe in the book, and that's most people, right? Most people don't want to believe in this book. Because to really believe in this book, you gotta change your ways. And you got to really examine yourself, and you got to really repent. All right? Read Deuteronomy 28 and verse 15, please.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
This is Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
What?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Now, what does it mean to not hearken? Hearken is old Quaker English for listening. All right? So now God, Yahweh, the Most High, he's telling us this is going to happen. This is going to come to pass if we don't listen unto God. Read on.
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
To observe, to do all his commandments.
To do what?
To observe, to do all his commandments.
You can't just do the 10 Commandments. Even the 10 Commandments, you ain't doing that. You understand me? How the hell are you gonna know what adultery is if you think giving a woman a ring is now y'all married? Come on, man. Adultery is when a man is sleeping with other men's wives, right, or when a woman is having sex with multiple men and not just one man, her husband. So how can you know, thou shalt not commit adultery or thou shalt not have no other gods before me if there are so many gods out here that everybody is worshiping, right? You understand me? The Muslims, you forget about it with that cobblestone. The Christians with that wooden cross, right? We move God to jealousy, man. Right. And that's why he were angry and he caused the curses to come upon us like any good father. Right. If you're a good father or if you're a good mother, you're going to chastise your children, right? You ain't gonna just let them get away with everything because when they grow up older, they're gonna be even worse. Well, that's God. God is punishing us right now because we refuse to listen to him, right, and obey him and his laws and statutes and his commandments. Let's read on.
Okay. And his statute, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee.
Read that again.
That all these curses shall come upon thee.
Read it again.
That all these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
All these what?
Curses.
All these what?
Curses.
That all these curses. What is a curse? Curse is a bad thing. Right? It's like going through so much. You ever wonder why you're going through so much? Maybe it's because you're not obeying God, but you don't know you're not obeying God. Give me Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6. Okay. The Most High is dealing with us right now because we have decided to not listen to him, right? We have stooped very low, right? The Lord created the earth for us. When I say us, blacks and Hispanics and the indigenous people. He created the earth for us to rule the earth and to have all of the other nations in check and in order. And now today, when you look at the world, right, you see the other nations, hey, man, there is no order. They basically do what they want to do. They eat what they want to eat. Where the hell do you think the COVID-19 came from, man? COVID-19 came from those filthy Chinese people eating bats, man. You understand me? When God gave us laws to not eat bat. Right. It's right in the book of Leviticus, the 11th chapter. But when the righteous are not in authority, the people mourn. Right. You understand me? That's why the people are in mourning right now. That's why inflation is up the roof. You understand me? Read Hebrews chapter 12 and verse 6.
Okay. This is the book of Hebrews.
Start at verse 5, if you don't mind.
Okay. This is the book of Hebrews 12 and verse 5. And ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children.
Go ahead.
My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord.
Don't despise the chastening of the Lord. What is chastening, man? Being chastised. Right? When you do something wrong, when you sin, God is going to chastise you. Right. He may take somebody away from you that you love. And that's why it ain't no joke to sin against God. Right? Sinning against God is like, okay, you sin now, but you pay for it later. Right. Some people sin and they think they really got away with it. And then 10 years down the line, you find out you lost a close one to you. Why? Because you're out there selling your body. You're being a whore, man. You understand me? You done lost your brother. Why? Because you out there having sex with whores. You out there selling drugs, killing your own people, selling poison to your own people. And now the Lord got to chastise you. Why? because God is a good father.
Right.
God ain't going to just let, his children get away with anything. Why you think we're number one in high blood pressure and diabetes?
Right.
We are eating things that we should not eat. Right? Why you think when men shave their faces, they get they call it face bumps?
Right.
Because a man ain't supposed to shave his face. Like the signs are right here, but we run away from them. Why you think there are so many diseases out there? Herpes, chlamydia, AIDS, HIV, gonorrhea, what else? The crabs. And I'm sure I'm missing some other ones I buy. Why you think? Because we are fornicating, having unlawful sex, and we don't know. And the white man don't want us to know. The oppressor don't want us to know this book and these laws, because once we learn this book, and then if we actually start to obey the book, then God is going to be with us. And once God is with you, I mean, come on, brother. Who the hell can be against you, Ak? You understand me? You heard somebody say, "Oh yeah, I got something for my enemies." All right, you want to know how you got something for your enemies? Serve God.
Right.
Let's see if you're really about that life.
Right.
Serve God, and let me tell you something. God will kill your enemies.
Right.
It's right in the Bible.
Right.
If any man obey my voice, I will be an enemy unto his enemies and an adversary unto his adversaries, man. Don't be mad when God is chastising you, because he's doing it for a good cause. Let's read on.
Come on. Nor think when thou art rebuked of him.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 6. For whom the Lord loveth.
For whom what?
For whom the Lord loveth.
For whom what?
For whom the Lord loveth.
Uh-huh.
He chastiseth.
So now you gotta think about it like this, right? So if you ain't going through nothing in your life, do God really love you? Come on. If you ain't being chastised, if God ain't whooping you with that belt, or taking things away from you, or sending plagues upon you, do God really love you? Read it one more time, like God. I don't think they getting it. Go ahead.
Okay. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth.
For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth. If God loves you, he's going to correct you. He's going to punish you until you get it right. And then before you know it, like any good parent, hey, if you do me right, man, you don't even know, man. Hey, I'm going to give you everything. Listen, man, the Lord listen, the Lord's a man of war, right? But don't think for a second he don't got that other side, brother. You understand me? The Lord got the other side, like how you got the other side, man. You understand me? You just, you on guard, and I get it. You on guard because you don't want nobody playing around with you. You got to show them who the boss and who's in charge. Just like how you got the other side, and then you got the kind side where you merciful and you sweet and you soft. You get somebody really whatever the hell they ask for. You understand me? The Lord, he feels that way towards us. Right. And he will give us that other side, but we gotta listen. Right. Gotta listen to him, man. To whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth. Read on.
And scourgeth every son whom he receiveth.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 7. If ye endure chastening.
If ye what?
Endure chastening.
Now, if you can endure a correction, brother, what you did was wrong. Sister, that wasn't right. You got to do this. You got to not do that. You got to not listen to yourself. You got to not hold grudges. You got to repent. You got to stop doing the birthday parties. You got to stop getting tattoos. You got to learn these commandments, and you got to change your life. Read it one more time, my God.
If ye endure chastening.
If you can endure being chastised, go ahead.
God dealeth with you as with sons.
God do it what?
Dealeth with you as with sons.
See that? See me one more time, just please, everybody.
Okay.
See that? Then God dealeth with you as with sons. Let me finish reading.
Oh, sorry.
No, you go. I'm gonna read it myself. For what son is he whom the Lord chastiseth not? Get my point, right? The Most High is chastising us right now in America. That's why we are not in our homeland, Israel. That's why we don't have our identity. That's why we don't know who we are. We don't even know that we are the 12 lost tribes of the nation of Israel. You want to know what makes us lost? Us not knowing who we are. Got to think about it like this, right? Right? We all know the oppressor is a liar. And a lot of people be mad at us because we call the white man the devil. All right. Just think about it. The term devil just means liar and deceiver, right? Who lied and said Jesus Christ was a white man? Who lied and said Moses was a white man? Who lied and said Mary was a white woman? How are you going to say Jesus Christ's mother and dad were white? Who lied and said they was going to give us 40 acres and a mule? Who lied and said they was going to give us reparation money? So you offended because we call the white man the devil? Ain't the devil is a liar? All right, I know that's what my grandmother taught me. That's what my mother taught me. The devil is a liar. Well, the devil is the oppressor because they lie about everything we have been taught in America. What the hell is a Christmas? Right? What? Jesus Christ was born on the December 25th, right? As well? Come on, man. Like Paul said, right now it's time for us to wake up. We gotta wake up.
Right.
We gotta stop believing in these lies.
Right.
And we gotta do what God wants us to do, man.
Right.
Go back to Deuteronomy 28 and read 15 again from the top, okay?
Okay. This book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 15.
Mm-hmm.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God,
All right.
to observe, to do all his commandments.
So now the Lord is saying, if we don't hearken, if we don't listen, and do all his commandments, go ahead.
And his statutes,
Mm-hmm.
which I command thee this day,
Go ahead.
and all these curses shall come upon thee,
See that? And all these curses will come upon thee. Go ahead.
and overtake thee.
And overtake thee. Go ahead.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in this city.
Drop that. Let's go to give me Isaiah 52 and verse 3, right? Because slavery in Egypt was real. And slavery in America is real as well. And it's all throughout the Bible, right? We went through 400 years of hard work, hard pain, right? We went through it because we didn't want to, serve God. We didn't want to put down shrimp and crab and lobster, pork. I mean, you should be putting down pork anyway because it ain't healthy for you, man.
Right.
You understand me? When you open up this book called the Bible, because we had no brotherhood and sisterhood, we were sold unto our enemies, right? And we're going to get it. Read what I call for you, Bob.
Okay. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 52, and verse 6.
52, start at verse 1, 52 and 1, if you don't mind.
This is the book of 52 and verse 1.
Uh-huh.
Awake, awake, put on thy strength.
Now, the Lord telling us here, awake, put on your strength. What is your strength? The Lord, the law. Read.
O Zion,
Uh-huh.
put on thy beautiful garments.
Mm-hmm.
O Jerusalem.
Now drop down to verse 3.
Verse 3. For thus saith the Lord, ye have sold yourselves for naught.
Read that again.
Ye have sold yourselves for naught.
See that? We sold ourselves for nothing. We went into slavery because we sold ourselves for nothing. We went into slavery for what? Because we wanted to bow down to the golden calf. We wanted to serve the Egyptians and not God. Damn. We wanted to sell drugs to one another. We wanted to be Chinese instead of Israel. Oh my God. We wanted to be African and serve their African gods. We sold ourselves for naught. We wanted to get tatted and look like the Egyptians. You know, tattoos is an Egyptian custom. We wanted to do all that just to be like the other nations, Ibad. When God gave us everything from the beginning, everything. Read on. He said, we sold ourselves for naught, for nothing. Go ahead.
And ye shall be redeemed without money.
And now we're going to be redeemed without what?
Money.
Now, this is serious to understand because we think money going to save us. Money ain't going to save you. Now, money can help, some of your problems. But money ain't going to bring us out of captivity. Ask LeBron James. He's a billionaire. Why you think LeBron going to lead us out of captivity? You know, a poor man led the Israelites out of captivity.
Right.
Moses. Moses was a poor man, but a rich man in spirit.
Right.
You understand me? Christ ain't had millions of dollars, but yet he died for the people so we can be able to come back to the Most High God.
Right.
Go to Deuteronomy 28 and 68. So when you open up this book called the Bible, slavery is all in this book. It's all in this book. And it's like, we could have avoided that, Ibad. Why do I say that? Because the Lord gave us his up. Right? He said, this is going to happen if y'all don't listen to Moses. Like how we say, this is going to happen if you keep having sex with whores. You're going to get a disease.
Right.
This is going to happen if you keep having sex with multiple men. You're going to get a disease.
Right.
Brother, this is going to happen if you keep selling drugs. You're going to be in prison or you're going to be dead. Right? This is going to happen if you keep worshiping idols. God going to deal with you. God told us straight up. He said, this is going to happen if y'all don't obey my commandments. And this was the ultimate curse, the last curse that came upon us, the transatlantic slave trade. And now we're going to read it right out of the Bible, Deuteronomy 28 and 68.
Wow. This book of Deuteronomy 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Okay, let's stop right there. Right, I like how you emphasize that again, Ibad. You getting it, brother. Right? So now the Lord said, we're going to go into Egypt again, right? Meaning a second time. Now, what does it mean to be in Egypt? Egypt means what, Ibad? Go ahead. Means bondage, right? So we were in bondage under Pharaoh, the Egyptians, the Africans, and that's why you shouldn't let nobody call you African. The Africans had us in slavery for a long time.
Right.
So now the Lord's saying we're going to go into Egypt. We're going to go into slavery again. Read it from the top, Ibad, nice and slow.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
Ships.
Now, how did we get to America? With what?
Ships.
With what?
Ships.
We got to America, cargo slave ships, right out the Bible. You ain't gonna tell me this Bible ain't real? Come on, can't tell me. I'm not a fool. I mean, if you can read and if you can understand, you'll be like, oh man, what the hell happened on the transatlantic slave trade?
Right.
We all got to America on cargo slave ships, and cargo slave ships is right in the Bible. Read it one more time, my Bob.
God. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
See that? With ships. That's how we all got to America. Cargo slave ships. Let's read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Mm-hmm.
thou shalt see it no more again.
So now the Lord said we ain't going to see what again? Since we came to America on ships, what didn't we see again? Easy. Our land.
Right.
Israel. Jerusalem. Our inheritance, man.
Right.
We didn't see that since. Why? Because we gave it up for naught. Read on.
Okay. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
You shall be what?
sold unto your enemies.
See that they used to roll dice. Let's see who gonna get the Hispanics, who gonna get the Dominicans, who gonna get the Haitians, who gonna get the Jamaicans, who gonna get the Mexicans. I know they all probably one of those Mexicans because they work hard. You understand me? And they sold us. Read that last line again, Bob, please.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
See that? And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies. We were sold on the transatlantic slave trade. And once again, we call the people that sold us our enemies because God called them our enemies. It's right in Deuteronomy 28:68. God said, ye will be sold unto your enemies. And how you know they are our enemies today? Because they lied to us about every single thing in America. Every single thing. You want to know what killed me too, man? Man, I hate that Easter I bought.
Right.
You understand the point why I hate Easter? Because it's like, all right, it should be clear to us that rabbits don't lay eggs.
Right.
Like, it's like, what is wrong with us? All right, so if I said, hey, everybody, the sky is red, are you gonna believe me? The sky is red. Hey, if I say, hey, Easter eggs, and common knowledge is that rabbits don't even lay eggs. So why are they feeding us these lies? Maybe because they're going to make millions of dollars off of the slaves on Easter, on rabbit eggs, man. Oh, so, I can't even say rabbit eggs. So-called rabbit eggs. You understand me? Because they ain't rabbit eggs because rabbits don't lay eggs. And that's why it's so important, man. When Paul said, right now it's time for us to wake up. We got to wake up to this truth. We got to realize who we are, and we must come back to God and serve him if we want to come about this hell in America. So now the Lord said, we're going to be sold, man. They're going to sell us for, they're going to put a price on our heads and take advantage of us and make us work so hard, work for minimal wages, give us SSI, food stamps. And it's like, after all that, we're still struggling, man. We still can barely survive, brother. Let's read on.
And ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
See, that's for bondman and bondwoman. Let's drop that. Give me Joel, the 3rd chapter. If anybody have any questions, go ahead and type it in. All right, we're going to go to the book of Joel, the 3rd chapter. Hold on, let me catch up with you. I botched. All right, go ahead and read it. I'll start at 3 and 1.
Book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, in those days, in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 2. I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
Now, this is talking about the last days of time, right? The Most High is saying here, he is going to gather all the nations. That would be the United States of America, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Taiwan, the Vietnamese, the Russians, Ukrainians, Arabians, Africans, East Indians. The Most High is going to gather all of the nations, right? And he is going to gather them down in the valley of Jehoshaphat. What is the valley of Jehoshaphat? The valley of Jehoshaphat is the Middle East. And that's really what they are fighting for right now, right, buddy? They are fighting for power. and that oil, right? The West ain't doing good at all. Down Europe right now, oh my God, it's an energy crisis. You understand me? Why? Because Putin was producing, I want to say 40% of oil, man, to Europe. And once the war broke out, now they like cut one another off, and now they ain't even producing half of that. So right now it's the summertime, but they like it's about to be winter, and people gonna need heat, and you can't run a country with no energy. Just can't. Like you can't run a country with no oil. I mean, what the? Come on, you gonna go back to coals? Right now, that's what some of the countries in Europe are actually doing. They are going back to coals because it's an energy crisis. So what's going to happen is because of all this in the Ukrainian war and what's going to happen in Taiwan when China actually man up and invade, right? They are going to go to war and they are going to fight. They're going to fight over the Middle East. They're going to fight in it, and it's going to be a terrible war for them. Let's read on.
Okay. And will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
See that? Go ahead.
And parted my land. Verse 2. And they have cast lots for my people.
They have their what?
They have cast lots for my people.
See that? They all cast lots, man. They roll dice. You understand me? On what nation is going to own who? They cast lots for God's chosen people. Right? Give me Jeremiah 17 and verse 4. Matter of fact, before you get that, give me Matthew 5 and 17. They cast lots for God's chosen people, man. And they scatter us. Matter of fact, I'll finish reading verse 3. Okay. Then get me Matthew 5 and 17, man. Okay. They sold us, man. And not only do they sell us, but they rape our women. They killed our young men, our soldiers, man. Young soldiers. And then on top of all that, they just snatched our identity, right? Right. Like you go down there in Israel right now, man, you're going to see the white man claiming to be a Jew. And then wonder why we call them the devil. Right. How the hell can they be the Jews when the Bible tells you that the Jews are black? Right. All you got to do is open it up and read it for yourself. The Bible tells you the Jews are black unto the ground. But this oppressor, this enemy, this liar, this deceiver, this snake have bitten us, man, right, and took everything away from us. Right. And that's why we are fighting for it back. But the only way we can fight for it back is to come back to God and obey Him. Right. If we don't obey Him, then these other nations, they're going to keep eating off us, right? Right. They're going to take every dime. They're already taking our taxes money, right, taking taxes, and ain't putting none of that money in North Philly. Right. Ain't putting none of that money in the hood in Chicago. But they take that money, you know where they putting that money in, I buy? In the suburbs. Right. You understand me? They cast lots for God's chosen people, man. Roll dice for us, man. Read on.
God. And have given a boy for an harlot.
And have what?
And have given a boy for an harlot.
Yeah, and they gave a boy for a harlot, for a whore. Read.
And sold a girl for wine.
And then what?
And sold a girl for wine.
And they sold our daughters for wine. Feel that for a second. Can you imagine somebody taking your daughter, right, and you never seen her again, and then knowing that somebody sold her for wine or for money? That's what they did to us, man. Right. And that's why they're going to pay. They are going to pay for the crimes that they have committed against God's chosen people. Give me Matthew 5 and 17. Now, this is what they are really afraid of, man. right? And that's why the Lord brought Christ to die on that cross, so we can actually be able to repent and change our ways and learn that Christian church, they are lying to our children.
Right.
And if I could too, man, we should know that Christianity is not of God, because how many little girls and boys are being molested in the Christian church? How many? By the pastor.
Right.
How the hell are you going to be a pastor leading a congregation of people and molesting little boys and little girls?
Right.
And then teaching that the laws of God is done away with. Read Matthew 5:17, please.
Right. This book of Matthew 5, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Now, this is what God wants us to understand, right? That the laws of God is not done away with, right? He said, think not. If I say think not, what else I'm saying, Ibad?
Don't think.
Don't think, right? Don't put this in your mind that you can rape women, right? Listen, if somebody is saying the laws of God is done away with, you saying it's okay if I go rape a woman? Right? You just said the laws of God is done away with. So if you're saying the laws of God is done away with, right? Right, on to the pastor, because those pastors are always saying the laws of God is done away with. All right, no sweat. Can I slice your neck? Sound ridiculous, don't I, Ibad? Right? If the laws of God is done away with, can I take this sword and kill you with it? If the laws of God is done away with, can I take your daughter and sell your daughter? Can I take your son and you never see your son again? It makes no sense. The laws of God are not done away with. And Christ said it out of his own mouth. I'll read it one more time for you, please.
Okay. Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Matthew 5:17. If you think I'm lying, read it. Read it yourself. Read it one more time, my God.
Matthew 5, verse 17.
Mm-hmm.
Think not that I am come to destroy the law.
Now, think not that I am come to destroy the law. Why would Christ die on that cross so Negroes can keep sinning? That don't even make sense. Which is why he's saying it now. I ain't come so y'all can keep sinning against God. Don't think that I came for that. Read on.
Or the prophet.
Or the what?
Prophet.
Uh-huh.
I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
See that? Christ said, I came not to destroy, but to what?
Fulfill.
But to what?
Fulfill.
But to fulfill. Give me Jeremiah 31 and 31. Matter of fact, start at 31 and 30, right? So Christ ain't come to do away with the law, so you can't get tattoos. You can't celebrate your birthday. You can't hate your own people. You can't hold grudges, man. Right? Let's go back there to Ibad. Go back to Leviticus 19 and 18. Drop down to 18. All right. Read that and then get the other one that I asked for. All right.
Okay.
If you don't mind. The water, brother.
Of Leviticus to the 19th, verse 18.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Read that again.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Now, this is also in the law. Thou shalt not what?
Thou shalt not avenge.
Thou shalt not avenge. You cannot seek revenge.
Right.
Like the Lord said, vengeance is mine. You shouldn't be seeking revenge. Let the Most High deal with it. That's a law. If you seek revenge, if you seek revenge, that is a sin against God.
Right.
Read it again from the top.
Thou shalt not avenge.
Thou shalt not what?
Avenge.
Thou shalt not avenge. Go ahead.
Nor bear any grudge.
Nor bear what?
Any grudge.
Read it again.
Nor bear any grudge.
See that? Nor bear any grudge. So not only you can't avenge, but you can't bear a grudge. Now, who you can't bear a grudge with? Read on.
Koga. Nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people.
See that? You can't bear a grudge against your own people. Not against black people. or Hispanics or the indigenous people, once again, that is unlawful, which everybody in the Christian church holds grudges about. You understand me? Don't think that's a holy place. All right. The only thing you learn up in there is really how to dance. And they got some good dancers, like, bro, I ain't gonna hold you. They can dance and they got all the women. You understand? They got all the women up in there. And the only thing you actually learning is how to sing and dance. Well, in the Isupk, you're gonna actually learn the laws of God.
Right.
Okay? And the Lord don't want us seeking revenge. The Most High don't want us holding a grudge against one another.
Right.
That's unlawful. Read on.
Okay. But thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself.
But the Lord wants us to love thy neighbor as thyself. Once again, love is an action. It's a deed. Love is not talk. To love your neighbor, you got to let go of the grudge. Or you're going to look at your neighbor, your brother every day, and y'all going to hate one another. And it ain't no way in hell y'all going to be able to ever get along. Read on.
I am the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Go to the second one that I called for.
Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah. Okay. Verse 32 and verse 31. That was the first.
31 and 31.
Oh, 31. Okay. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers
Go ahead.
in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt,
Mm-hmm.
which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them.
See that the Lord was a husband unto us, man. Right? What does that mean? Meaning he took care of us.
Right.
He let us out of Egypt. He protected us, man.
Right.
He called us to be his own people. And we, even though he was a husband unto us, we went to go serve a God that can't move in Mecca, Kaaba Stone. We went to go serve a white God named Caesar Borgia. We went to go serve sin when the Most High Yahweh, right? That's the Most High name, Yahweh, right? He was a husband unto us, man.
Right.
He took good care of us, but we didn't take care of him, pertaining to his laws and his statutes and his commandments. Read on.
Saith the Lord, verse 33.
Mm-hmm.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
Now, this is the covenant the Lord about to make now with the house of Israel. Why is he calling us a house? Because once again, we are a family.
Right.
We're a family. We're a family tree. Read on.
After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts.
Now, what is your inward part, right? Meaning, when you get up in the morning, the laws of God should be in your mind.
Right.
When you go to the store, you should be checking to make sure it ain't no pork in these hot dogs.
Right.
You should be checking, making sure it ain't no gelatin in this, right? You should be making sure that you ain't committing fornication. You should be making sure that you ain't doing anything that is unlawful when it comes to God, right? That's the Lord put it in our inward parts. Meaning the commandments of God should always be in your mind. And that's the covenant that he's making with us now. Now, it's going to almost be impossible once you learn the truth for you to just forget it.
Right.
Or to just say, it ain't true. Right. It ain't true. Listen, you want to know why we call this the truth? Because unlike Christianity and Islam, you can go up inside there and you can leave and you can never think about it again. But the commandments of God is so powerful, man. It's going to hit your conscience. Right. If you go out and get a tattoo, knowing that it's a law in the Bible stating that you should never get tattoos. Right. Or if you go out right, and you a man and you go to strip clubs and you have sex with whores, that's going to be in your conscience, man, because now you know better.
Right.
And like a child, if you know better, and if you still refuse to obey, then I'm going to give you a harsher punishment than a child that do not know. And that's why the truth should be taken seriously.
Right.
You understand me? Especially when you learn this. It's like, all right, you could have been smoking cigarettes for 10, 20 years and you don't get cancer, right? And now you come up in here and come to find out God says smoking is unlawful. And if you don't take it seriously, you can get cancer tomorrow. And God can make you an example. Or, right, when you come up in here, you learn that sex is marriage. And that jewelry means nothing. A ring means nothing to solidify a marriage. And if you go out there and have sex with, a whore black man, you will be the one that will get AIDS or herpes because you know better now.
Right.
Before you didn't know it, so you had little small plagues, little small diseases if you're a woman, right? But now once you learn the truth, God ain't gonna show you, that much mercy. It's better to listen than to have to touch that fire I buy.
Right.
You touch the oven, you're like, oh, I burnt myself. Well, touching that oven is coming in here and learning the commandments of God and not applying it with your life.
Right.
You are touching that oven. And whatever you've been through in the past, you think that was something. Ooh, play with God if you want.
Right.
Trust me, believe. He'll show you.
Right.
He'll show you something you'll never forget, or he'll scare the mess up out of you. And then you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm in the truth. And then you'll be repenting, crying for the sins you have committed, man. I pray you don't got to learn like that. I pray we all can just learn by listening, Ibad,
Right.
than to learn by having to experience it.
Right.
Is any more on that?
I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
See, that's the covenant that God made with us, that he will be our God and that we will be his people. Now, even here, he ain't say everybody. Give me Romans, my God, 11 and verse 26.
Oh God.
Right, the Most High sent in Jesus Christ to die on that cross to give us a second shot at life, man. Right, Christ was the ultimate brother. And when you think about all that pain that he went through, man, just to save his Akim and Aquafia, man, give Christ a hand. You understand me? Christ was just that brother. You understand me? You see us sitting, doing things that we know we shouldn't do, and now here comes Christ. Christ come to save us all. And if it wasn't for that, man, we all be dead.
Right.
We'll all be dead if it wasn't for our King Yahushua, man. Go ahead and read Romans 11 and 26.
Let's go Romans 11 verse 26. And so all Israel shall be saved.
And so all Israel shall be saved. Once again, right? In the entire Bible, all you're going to see is Israel, the Israelites, right? And so all Israel shall be saved. Even right here, it don't say anything about everybody, right? Because everybody don't need to be saved, right? Everybody ain't in poverty. Other nations, they have their own country, they have their own land, they have their own people, they love their own people. They can go to their own country any day of the year. Right. People who need to be saved are people who ain't grow up with fathers, people who barely know their own children, right. People who don't have their own land, people who don't know their own identity, people who are suffering in America every single day and trying to survive, but yet being pushed down every minute, every chance they get, they be pushed down by the oppressor. They are the people that need to be saved. Right. Read on. Which why the Lord said, and so all Israel shall be saved. Read on.
as it is written, there shall come out of Zion the deliverer, and shall turn away ungodliness from Jacob.
Go ahead, read verse 27.
Verse 27. For this is my covenant unto them, when I shall take away their sins.
When I shall do what?
Take away their sins.
See that's why Christ died. Christ died for our sins. So if he ain't died, then God would have not taken away our sins. And that's how you know this book is serious, man. This is a serious, dangerous book if you obey it, right? And it can also be dangerous if you disobey it as well. Give me Romans 12 and verse 16.
Okay. Romans 12 and verse 16.
Matter of fact, start at 10. Romans 12 and 10.
This is Romans 12 and verse 10. Be kindly affection one to another.
Be what?
Be kindly affection one to another.
See that, man? The Lord wants to be kind, affection one to another. Don't be rude. Right? Don't talk to somebody like they just garbage, because you never know what somebody is going through, man.
Right.
Never know what's in somebody's mind. Also, you never know who the hell you're talking to, neither.
Right.
Better be careful. You better watch your mouth.
Right.
You understand me? The Lord said, be kind, affection one to another. Go ahead.
With brotherly love.
With what?
With brotherly love.
See, that's with brotherly and sisterly love. Go ahead.
And honor, preferring one another.
See that? You got to prefer one another, man, other than yourself. Right? You got to treat somebody how you want to be treated. That's real brotherhood and sisterhood right there. Read on.
Verse 11.
Drop down to verse 14.
Verse 14. Bless them which persecute you.
Do what?
Bless them which persecute you.
Do what?
Bless them which persecute you.
Now, when you come in the truth, oh man, and when you really start to obey God, people want to persecute you. They're going to say, you in a cult. You in the hate crew. You in this. You in that. Why? Because you ain't eating pork no more. Bless them who persecute you, man. Like, when people come up against you because you are serving God, that just means what, I bought? That you are really serving God.
Right.
Why do you think they came up against Christ?
Right.
They persecuted Christ, not because he was an evil man.
Right.
They persecuted Christ because he was a righteous man and he obeyed God. All right. The Lord said, read it one more time, my body.
Bless them which persecute you.
See that? Don't kill them. No, bless them which persecute them. Which why when Peter went and cut the ear off the cat, Christ had to cut him. He said, man, what the hell are you doing? He said, I forget what he said. He said, get thee in Satan, I believe, right? Then he put the ear back on the guy, man. You understand? You don't do evil to people that do evil to you.
Right.
You just let the Most High deal with it.
Right.
And trust me, God, he will deal with it, man.
Right.
All right, read on.
Bless and curse not.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 15. Rejoice with them that do rejoice.
Rejoice with them, right? So rejoice with them that do rejoice. Go ahead.
And weep with them that weep.
See that? And when we lose a loved one, we all weep. You understand me? And when it's time for us to rejoice, like at that cookout I buy, we all gonna rejoice. We're gonna drink. We're gonna eat. You understand me? We're gonna come together, brotherhood unity, sisterhood unity, and we're gonna have a hell of a time. Let's read on.
Okay. Verse 16. Be of the same mind, one toward another.
Now, be of the same mind. Now, that's the main important thing, right? All right. You gotta be of the same mind. What do that even mean? Everybody must be on one accord.
Right.
Everybody got a place, all right, in this kingdom. All right. Everybody got to be on the same mind on one accord.
Right.
We're all fighting for the same thing. And that's for our King, Jesus Christ, Yahweh Shah, to return back on this earth. We all be on the same mind. Why you think we all obey the commandments of God? We on the same mind. We don't pick and choose which commandments we're going to obey, which ones we're not going to obey. And that's some people like by. Some people, they go picking and choosing. I'm gonna obey this commandment, but I don't think I want to do this because I don't want my family to hate me. I don't want to lose some loved ones. You can't be like that. All right. You got to obey all the commandments of God. Read on. I'm gonna wrap it up in a second.
One toward another.
Mm-hmm.
Mind not high things, but can condescend to men of low estate.
Now, what is the Lord saying, man? Stay in place, man. Right? Don't mind high things, right? Some things you won't understand. Hey, maybe you'll understand later. All right? Drop down to verse 19.
Verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
Read it again.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves.
Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. Once again, don't seek revenge. Somebody do evil to you, don't do evil to them. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves. Leave that up to God, and He will deal with it. Read on.
But rather give place unto wrath.
Mm-hmm.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
Read that again.
For it is written, vengeance is mine.
See that? For it is written, vengeance is mine. Trust me, the Lord gonna deal with your enemies, but let Him deal with it. He's God.
Right. He
has the authority to avenge somebody, not you. You don't avenge anybody unless you want to sit up in prison for the rest of your life.
Right.
All right. Vengeance is mine. Read it again.
I will repay.
Read that last line again.
Oh, vengeance is mine.
Mm-hmm.
I will repay.
I will what?
I will repay.
Uh-huh.
Saith the Lord.
Now you sit back and relax. Relax. And I'm trying to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to see all your enemies fall. You're going to see them fall. And you're going to end up, having, you're going to pity them, man. You're going to say, damn, man. You're going to start praying for them. Like the Lord will deal with them. You let Him deal with it. Read on.
Okay. Verse 20. Therefore, if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink.
See that? If your enemy is hungry, give him food. Right? If your enemy is thirsty, give him something to drink. Go ahead.
For in doing so, thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head.
See that? You are protecting him now. You understand me? You are. Read on.
Verse 21. Be not overcome of evil.
Read that again.
Be not overcome of evil.
Don't let evil overtake you. Be not overcome of evil. I know, listen, we live in a cruel world. I get it, right? Sometimes people come at you like they just jab you, man. Got jab there, jab there. They mess with you at work. You got this going on in the house. And it's like, what the hell is going on? Be not overcome of evil. You got to be stronger than that, man.
Right.
You understand? You got to know that everybody is going through a tribulation.
Right.
Everybody is going to be attacked. But also know and also understand that the Most High will not put you through something that you cannot handle.
That's right.
Right? And if you are going through something, and if people is challenging you, trying to put you in a bad place mentally or even physically, right? You got to know that you must put your trust in God. And
Right.
do not let evil overcome you.
Right.
Don't let those voices control your mind because they can get loud, Ibad.
Right.
Listen, you think Satan is a joke. Don't underestimate Satan.
Right.
You understand me? He is good at his job and he's always working, Ibad.
Right.
Let's read on.
But overcome evil with good.
But do what?
But overcome evil with good.
So now instead of you, right, doing that evil to somebody else, you say this. You want to know something? I'm going to be the bigger and better person. And I ain't doing that. What I'm going to do, I'm going to serve the Most High God. God said, don't render evil for evil. I'm not going to seek revenge. I'm not going to put it in my own hands. I'm going to leave it up to God, and I'm going to be the best brother or best sister that I can possibly be. And that's how you overcome evil with good. All right. And with that being said, I'm going to pass the class over to Priest and Officer Ibaha, y'all.
Oh God. Give priest and captain a mind and sharp powerful hand. Teach the class. We are the Israelite school.
You want to turn the camera?
Coach. Okay. Isupk security announcements. We are the Israelite School of University of Practical Knowledge. Start at 1 West 25th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes to this school, they're all living for 6 months. They are to be student only. They're here to shed the souls of the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has to trust a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister in another 6 months in which the brother and sister will quote each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister have permission from the head to marry. Tithe, which is command, found in the book of Numbers, the 18 verse 21, the book of Malachi, 3 verse 8 through 10. Ma'ashura means tenth in Hebrew, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, gives to the teacher, priest, fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory whatsoever among you would like. Upcoming holy convocations is the memorial blowing of the trumpets, the first day of the 7th month, found on Sunday, which we're going to be on Sunday, September 25th, 2022, found in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verses 24 through 25. Remind Akin and Akwafi to check the bulletin board in the hallway if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school. To start wearing all black, boots, shirt, pant, headband, and start with that. I imagine, which means the same.
We're going to just do the announcements and the salute.
Kalakana. Remember Israel. Oh, yeah, you shouting for sisters. Needs to be seated. Remember Israel. We're going to give one person salute. Remember Israel. On Shabbat. Much. Bro. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh. That's the top. You sit down. Sorry, my son, big sisters. Sisters are marching. Your mom Shabbat is here. About to cover your feet. Connect that free part of your ankle. Your right hand claps from your left as such. When we salute you, you salute us back. Remember Israel, we give the sisters one courtesy salute. Remember Israel, Am Shabbat. Imagine. Barak. Yahweh Shabbat.
Hashem Yahweh.
That's the time. You sing down. Class is
All right, go out, throwing it down from me, everybody.
Appreciate it, bro.